What's up, everybody? I'm your host. How you guys doing today? So today's video, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be checking out the next BTS and why they fail every time. Now, if this is not it, then the next video will be the last video that we do on the BTS documentaries. After that, though, guys, we're gonna be diving straight into the music videos, the choreographies, and stuff like that, because I know you guys been patiently waiting for that, and I know you guys like I said, have been waiting for a long time, so it's finally time to dive right into it. Now, we will be doing more documentaries in the future, but we're gonna be doing it more later down the road when we're checking out the music videos and the choreographies and stuff like that. So yeah, this is not the end for the documentaries, it's just the end for straight documentaries, because we're gonna get into like music videos and stuff like that, you know. So with that being said, talking about videos, if you guys have any other suggestions on videos that you want me to check out, let me know in the comment section below, and I will try my best to get to them as soon as possible. But with that being said, if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button for me. We are on the road to 6K subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And with that being said, yeah, let's dive right into this video.
In 2019, BTS were already well established as the biggest group in the world. 2 years after their American TV debut had already passed, and their success only kept growing. The name BTS was associated with some of the biggest names in the music industry. This helped K-pop grow as a whole, but BTS were the only ones in the spotlight in the Western music industry.
Bro, it's just BTS, they constantly, guys, they are constantly breaking their own records, man. Like, how do you beat a number one if you're already a number one? It don't make sense. BTS would be like that group to do it, okay? And BTS, shoot, like, bro, I wouldn't even be surprised if underwater people like mermaids or something like that would even be listening to their music, bro. That's how known they are, bro. You probably got aliens somewhere in the universe probably listening to BTS, bro. Like damn, bro, this right here, hell yeah, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, if aliens was to listen to American music, it would be BTS. Like, BTS is just that big, bro. They're huge.
K-pop industry noticed this, so SM, one of the biggest entertainment agencies in South Korea, had the idea to create a supergroup formed of the 7 most popular members of some of the most popular K-pop groups, and promoted them as the Avengers of K-pop.
No, dude, are you kidding me? You're already copying BTS right there with the 7 members. No, dude. No, bro. Cut that out, man. Nah, you already... I guarantee you they seen what BTS was doing, and they try to create their own BTS. There will not be another BTS. I'm telling you this right now. There will never be another BTS, bro. For example, look what the Beatles did during their time, right? How long did it take after the Beatles for another group to rise to stardom like the numbers that they was pulling? None under the BTS. BTS is the second group, man. So the point is, we'll probably not see another huge like band group, or however you want to call it, in like maybe the next 5 decades. I'm being realistic. It doesn't happen often. It is extremely rare for that success. And I'm not gonna lie, BTS is, I think they're definitely bigger than the Beatles, man. It's crazy, because with the power of social media nowadays, guys, and internet is like one of the biggest things that we use today. It's just, it really helps their growth too, you know?
This way, their success was supposed to be guaranteed, and their chances of becoming the next BTS were bigger than the chances of the hundreds of other K-pop groups also trying to level with the success of BTS. This supergroup did everything they could. Their label SM Entertainment partnered with the US label Capitol Records. Their debut stage was in Hollywood. Their TV debut was on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. They also performed on Jimmy Kimmel. Their premiere event was in Los Angeles and had American press. Their debut album had 8 different versions, 1 regular version and 1 individual edition for each of the 7 members. And they started an American tour right away. All of this promotion helped them get a #1 on the Billboard 200 albums charts, making them the second Korean act to top the chart, only after BTS.
Okay, respect to them. I mean, they got #1. Respect to them. Respect, man. Respect. But the numbers that BTS do in the records and the awards, that's a hard thing to, like, top. It's another thing that hard thing
This
to top.
made Los Angeles Times and entertainment companies predict that this group was going to be the next BTS. But there was something weird. Outside of the K-pop sphere, no one really knew about them. They were everywhere, and their album was #1, but the songs of the album were nowhere to be found on song charts like the Billboard Hot 100, or even in the top 20 of the bubbling under Hot 100. And right after their album debuted at #1, it disappeared from the top 10.
That would not happen to BTS. BTS will hit #1s on all of those, and they will literally be #1 for like a whole month. I'm not talking about on the chart, the top 100 chart, bro. They'll stay in the top 100 charts for like a year, 2 years, like a long, probably even longer than a year. Let's say like 2 years, right, bro? They'll be like #1 for a month. It just shows you, bro. It's hard, man. It's because BTS has this worldwide audience. When you have a worldwide audience like that, pretty much whatever you drop, everybody's going to be tuning in. So it's not hard to constantly hit #1s, #1. I mean, it's hard to do that, but I'm saying for BTS it's not hard because they already have that established audience around the world. To even start to get that, right? Like, to get the established audience in the world, that's another tall task to do. Like, it's just not easy, man.
Second album had a similar story. The Avengers of K-pop performed in American TV shows and even partnered with Marvel for limited edition merchandise. But their album debuted at #2 with none of its songs charting on the Hot 100. This was only one of the multiple failed next BTS attempts, whether they are Korean girl groups or Korean boy groups. Year after year, Korean entertainment agencies and American music labels have been trying to replicate BTS's success.
You guys are the biggest boy band in the world.
It's not a secret that the K-pop industry has been studying BTS's popularity for years. An industry official said, right now, the biggest concern in the K-pop industry is who will make the next BTS. So all attention is focused on the performance of the United States. The entertainment agency's main strategy to set the narrative that their group is the actual next BTS is to hyper-focus on getting 1 or 2 achievements that BTS previously had. But since this is almost impossible, they go out of their way to find strategies in which they can be named together, hoping that people won't bother to know the context. One example is album sales. BTS are the second group only after the Beatles to get 3 #1 albums in less than a year.
Did you hear what she just said? They're the second group to get 3 albums #1 in a year since the Beatles. BTS did that. Only 2 groups in history did that. What makes you think another group out of the blue is going to be the third one to just do that? Do you know how long, like I said, guys, it's going to be a long time before something like that happens again, man. It's not happening anytime soon. I'm telling you this right now. It's not happening anytime soon. If I'm wrong, hey, I just hope I'm wrong. But I just don't see that happening. I don't. I'm being realistic now. Like, come on.
This phrase was everywhere.
And they just became the first group since the Beatles to earn 3 #1 albums in less than a year.
This is a very hard record for K-pop or for any
Hell
artist to
yeah,
achieve.
it's a hard record!
At least 1 #1 album may be enough to be named in the same conversation as BTS. So although these groups cannot have an organic #1 album because of lack of demand in the US, they
Bro, this damn bro, this damn narrative needs to stop, bro. Guys, think about this, man. Why do these people really think they're gonna be better than the next BTS or be better than the BTS? It's not happening. BTS. It's not happening, guys. It's not. Look at this. Stray Kids shows great potential to be the next BTS. If you want to be the next BTS, start with getting a worldwide audience, okay? On top of that, get even nominated for a Grammy, which is extremely hard, and BTS was the only Korean group to ever do that. Ever. Just tells you right there, bro. And you know what? These news stations or whoever's coming up with this narrative needs to get it out of their fucking mind, bro, because it's not happening, bro. They're living in a fantasy. It's not happening, bro. And my apologies if I curse a little bit, guys. It's just sometimes my energy, it gets so high, like words just start flying everywhere, bro. Words just start flying everywhere, okay? But the point is, that's not happening, man. Be realistic now. Like, there'll be some big groups. There'll be some big artists. Yes. BTS level? No. BTS is on a god tier, guys, okay? You have groups which is right here, you know, like stars, you got superstars, you got legendary status, and then you got god tier, which is BTS. And the only people that's pretty much ever been in god tier was BTS and probably like the Beatles. And yes, you got Michael Jackson, you got other people like that, which they're legendary people, yes. But if we're talking about number-wise, not talent-wise, number-wise, dude, that's extremely hard, bro. Like, I don't know, man. The industry just like really likes to like make assumptions or so, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It still can sell multiple versions of the same album with different pictures that fans can collect at a very small price. This will lead to a lot of album sales, but not song sales or streams. So the normal thing for a real #1 album is to have at least one top 10 song or multiple songs on the Billboard Hot 100, because if an album is popular, then at least one song of the album has to be popular. This doesn't happen with K-pop albums because they are not actually big in the US, but that doesn't matter. These groups technically have a #1 or a #2 album, so entertainment agencies will use this to pretend like they will be the next BTS because they have the same achievement. Another example, BTS are one of the few artists who can sell out stadium tours these days.
Bro,
this is something
minutes is
extremely
crazy.
hard even for the biggest Western artists you can imagine. So K-pop's strategy to pretend like they also have a stadium tour is to have at least one concert in places like the Bank of California Stadium, which doesn't actually have a stadium capacity. It has an arena capacity of only 20,000 people. A stadium is just part of the arena venue's name. An actual stadium tour, like BTS's tours, is composed of multiple concerts in stadiums with 40,000 to 80,000 seats in each concert. So thanks to media play, other K-pop groups can be named as the next BTS because they are supposedly having stadium tours when they are actually performing in arenas, theaters, and one arena venue.
So you're trying to fake it till you make it. That's what it is. You guys ever heard that saying before? Fake it till you make it. That's what you're trying to do. You know what's the difference for BTS and people doing that? BTS didn't even have to do that. They never had to fake anything because they was authentic from the first day they started. So people wants to act like they're doing numbers, selling out in crowds and stuff like that just to even have a competing chance against BTS. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening, bro. You just finessing yourself, bro. It's not happening, bro.
Stadium
It's
in
not
its
happening.
name. These type of strategies are very common. Whenever BTS does something, the K-pop industry focuses on that something. This is why K-pop groups started submitting their work to the Grammys only after BTS started getting nominations to the Grammys. And not only that, but if BTS is nominated to Best Pop Duo Group Performance, the media's attention is on Best Pop Duo Group Performance. So K-pop groups submit their songs for this category. One of the latest BTS Grammy nominations is for Best Music Video. This is a new achievement for them because they've never been nominated for this category. So I can assure you that next year, K-pop groups will start submitting their music videos for this category, and the media will drop predictions saying that they will also be nominated because the industry only goes after what BTS already has. All of these were the next BTS K-pop attempts. But what about Western attempts? In a video I made some time ago, I went through the multiple attempts of creating the next big boy band after One Direction. And these attempts came around 2016 and 2017, when BTS were rising to popularity in the West and were named the biggest group in the world. However, I don't think these new boy bands were trying to be the next BTS, because BTS were fairly new and BTS were seen as a fluke or a weird phenomenon that will last probably 1 or 2 years. But year after year passed by, and the multiple new Western boy bands, which were backed by the biggest Western music labels, kept failing trying to surpass BTS. And not even...
I mean, like I said, bro, you got to do the BTS numbers. It's hard, man. BTS, I don't know if I said this already, BTS, they have it easy because they have the worldwide audience. If you don't have that worldwide audience, forget about being consecutive #1s, or like forget about that. It's not happening, bro. You can't just be known only in your country. You got to be known outside of your country. And I think that's where some of these people fail to realize, like,
the biggest comebacks of popular all boy bands could compete against BTS. So in 2019, Simon Cowell, the creator of One Direction, had the amazing idea of creating a new British group that would become bigger than BTS, and said that his UK pop group will destroy the K-pop group which is ruling the world.
We're going to try and find either the biggest boy group in the world or the biggest girl group in the world. We've done it before, we're going to do it again.
Simon, shut the fuck up, bro. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. You know damn well that's not happening, bro. You know, in my lifetime, that is not happening, bro. Bro, you're not even serious yourself. Look, bro, you don't even look serious about what you're saying. You're just saying just to say, bro. Do you really think you can establish a group being bigger than BTS? Bro, what fantasy you living in? What drugs you taking, bro? Shoot, I probably want some of that too, bro. Well, I can start thinking about like things like that, bro. Like, you in a fantasy, bro. That's not happening, bro. Stick to your commentating, whatever you do. That's not happening, bro. You really think there's gonna be a group bigger than BTS, bro? Bro, get your head out of your ass and realize the world around you, bro.
Right now, K-pop, you could argue, is your...
And once again, guys, like I said, my apologies about Chris. It's just, bro, you really think you could do that? You really think? You must be delusional.
...in the world. Now, it's time for UK pop.
So his singing show The X Factor had a special season called The X Factor The Band, dedicated to group together a boy band and a girl band. These two groups would then compete against each other, and the winner would get a record deal with Simon Cowell's label Psycho Music, release their debut album, and become the biggest group in the world. In the end, the boy band Simon created ended up losing the show, not signing to Psycho Music, and breaking up a few months after their creation.
Oh. What happened? I thought you said that it was gonna be the biggest group in the world, take over K-pop. I thought you said that. What happened? What happened? What happened? Guys, I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating either, or I'm like preying on another man's downfall. It's just, the thing is, when you say something that absurd too, saying I'm gonna be bigger than BTS, that sounds insane. But if what you're saying is true, you better stick to what you're saying. Because if you don't stick to what you're saying and you don't make a statement out of the words you said, then bro, you're just gonna be a laughing stock. I'm just being honest, guys, and you know that's how the world is. If you don't live up to the expectations that you're supposed to, you're gonna get laughed at. You're gonna get looked at a certain way. Like, it's just the world we live in now. Is that a fact or no?
The girl group did get a record deal with Psycho Music, but they never released a debut album, and one of the 6 members left the group to pursue a solo career. In 2022, they left Psycho Music, signed to Warner Records, and another member left the group. Another attempt of creating the next BTS failed once again.
The American Music Award goes to BTS!
The latest attempt of finding the next BTS joined the forces of the K-pop industry and the biggest representative of the Western music industry, Billboard. The K-Billboard Awards was an event organized by the K-Culture Festival and Billboard, which attempted to highlight the biggest achievements of K-pop artists based on the Billboard charts. The organizer said, "This is part of our mission to find the next BTS. We will strictly adhere to Billboard's point system." But do you know what happens when you adhere to Billboard's point system? BTS wins. So they also named the second place as the winners, continuing their strategy to associate K-pop groups with BTS, even when the gap between first and second place is abysmal.
There's been so many legends to walk through this door. There's been Frank Sinatra, the Beatles, Dean Martin, and now we have, wait for it, the Avengers of K-pop.
SM's founder, Lee Sung-man, was the one with the idea of creating the Avengers of K-pop, and this was one of his multiple attempts of creating the next BTS. But since he fails every time, at some point, the media started naming him as the mastermind.
Guys, they gotta stop chasing this narrative of the next BTS, this, that. Like, they gotta make their own legacy, man. Think about it. Michael Jackson made his own legacy. Beatles made their own legacy. BTS made their own legacy. and the three differentiate from each other. That's what I'm saying. You gotta make like guys, if I was a manager and I wanted to make a group, this is how I start. So first off, you guys know my YouTube name is Flameo, right? I will start off with something similar to like maybe Flame or Fire, because Flameo sounds a little bit similar to Flame, right? So the look standpoint, I would design the group to make it look similar to like Fire. Maybe they would have like red contacts, orange contacts, maybe something like that. And then their hair would be like a certain color, and then maybe like the clothes that they wear would be like similar to Fire. Maybe like that, okay? Maybe like that for the looks. The music though, to match that look, because you know BTS, their looks matches their music, right? My looks will match to my music. So you probably thinking, how would Fire relate to music? Well, Fire would be like an energy type of, I guess you could say, hype lit type of music. You know, it would be the type of music where, let's say you're down, you listen to it, you feel like you're the man. You feel like you could do anything, and you're pumped up. You're ready for anything, bro. And you're just ready to go crazy. You know, that's the type of music I'll do. But at the same time, too, it wouldn't be like negative music. It would be like, you know, positive music. But it would be like powerful, energetic, lit, like that. You know, that's what I would do. And you can't say I'm copying anybody, because I haven't seen anybody that does something to what I say, you know, like a Fire look or anything like that. That would be cool, man. You see what I'm saying? You gotta, I guess you could say, have maybe like that originality or something like that, because I think that's what makes you stand. I think that's what BTS stand out, bro. They were like original from day one too. They was authentic from day one.
Behind BTS, where he literally had zero relation to the group. He was actually managing groups that tried to directly compete against BTS. But he is not the only one. The three biggest K-pop labels are pushing the idea that their groups are actually the next BTS. SM had the Avengers of K-pop, but since they are on a hiatus, he is now pushing a 4-member girl group to become the future of K-pop. YG is using media play and allegedly buying awards in small American award shows to pretend like his biggest girl group is on the same level.
So you're buying awards just to make it seem like that they're getting all this recognition, all this type of love, just like BTS. That is sad. You know that is sad. That's like, let me give you this analogy, guys. You ever seen somebody, and I know you guys had to see somebody. I know there's been times where maybe you went to the gas station or store, or you see somebody with a very nice car, right? Like me, there was a time where I seen somebody where they had a nice car, right? I think it was like a Mercedes or something like that. They had like a nice car, and they was at the gas station asking people for spare change just so they could fill up gas on their car. Does that make sense, guys? Basically, what I'm saying is, like, you supposedly got that money to afford that nice car, but you don't got money for the gas. So you're just basically lying to yourself. You're just trying to show this image that you got what you got, even though you don't. That's what it seems like right here. They're buying awards to make it seem like that they even like earn these awards, look like they're getting all this recognition, but they're really not. They're buying their way into the top. They're not actually earning it. That's just not gonna last long, bro. Not gonna last long.
BTS. And most recently, JYP had Korean media suddenly releasing multiple articles naming his group as the next BTS. I don't think this is a coincidence. This all seems like premeditated media play. But how is it that they keep failing, even with all the media play they can get? I found some common factors in their failed attempts. First, originality. If BTS releases an album trilogy about self-love and acceptance, K-pop starts singing about self-love and acceptance.
Love yourself. Hey, be honest. Be honest, guys. Do you like other people copying BTS? How do you guys feel about that?
I began to love myself.
If BTS releases a song like Fake Love, K-pop groups immediately release songs with a dark aesthetic. BTS stops the dark aesthetic and releases Boy With Love. K-pop groups release songs with a pink aesthetic. BTS releases a song titled Life Goes On. K-pop releases Life Is Still Going On. BTS releases Smooth Like Butter. K-pop releases Sweet Like Mango. And these are just trivial examples that don't really matter much. The key here is lack of originality. originality. K-pop does the same thing over and over again, and that is not necessarily a bad thing for a K-pop audience. But if you keep trying to make this work in a Western audience, you will keep failing. Number 2 is trying to be unique in the wrong aspect. When the next BTS attempts actually try to be original, they sometimes try to be original in everything but the music. An example of this is SM's attempt of creating a metaverse group with 4 members who are real people and 4 members who are their virtual alter egos. So producers are not trying to find unique, interesting artists with new, rare, or just not so common musical elements. They are trying to create groups that are different in aspects that music fans don't care about. I personally think that the Avengers of K-pop idea was not the worst idea ever, but they focused too much on everything except for the music.
And it's you know, guys, I'm looking at this too. I'm also thinking too, like, let's put YouTube as an analogy, right? There could be this YouTuber that has pretty great quality, right? They have pretty great quality, but the characteristics, they're boring, they're not fun, they're not funny, they're annoying, they're weird. Like, you have all that stuff. Do you really think people would tune in? So when it comes to YouTube, it's kind of both. It's like you can have like the best quality, or not even the best quality, or you can have either decent quality, even decent quality. But if you have the character as well to go with the quality, that's great, man. That's great. Because you can have a great characteristic, but horrible quality. It wouldn't help as much if you kind of balance them both out. You get what I'm saying? So with this, if they're going to focus a lot on the looks, they got to focus more on the music. They have to. So yeah, I get why she's saying
Sell
that.
the idea that this group's unique aspect was that, unlike BTS and the others, the members had a manly man aesthetic. But who cares if they look like masculine men with black clothes who are called the Avengers when their music is this?
You know how you get down, drop it, how we get down, drop it. Really keep it jumping and popping here online.
By the way, if you like this song, it's completely fine. I'm just saying that I think we can all understand why it didn't succeed in America. So once they failed,
I kind of like the BTS, you know, vibey, relaxing, cool type beat, you know?
they left the manly man aesthetic and went back to the first mistake. Right after BTS released their first English single, Dynamite, and sang about shining through the city and
Bro, what's up with Dynamite? Keep getting mentioned, dude. Guys, I think it's a sign, man. I really think it's a sign that it's telling me to check out Dynamite. And even a lot of you guys even told me checking out Dynamite. I think that's going to be the first reaction. I think I'm saying it right now. I think that's going to be the first music video reaction, dude. Because, man, like, I know we did the mic drop, but I'm talking about, like, into the series, you know? Like, because, man, Dynamite is just everywhere.
like Diamond, this group changed Diamond for Gold and sang in English about shining bright like gold. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with following music trends, but if that's all you do, you won't stand out, especially when you're trying so hard to create the next BTS. Number 3 is the lack of raw talent. Pretty people singing with loud pre-recorded vocals or playback are almost a rule in K-pop, but that won't work if you want to be the next BTS and you're debuting in America.
Wait, they're not even moving their lips?
K-pop is prioritizing looks way more than it should be. YG
Bro, they're not even moving their lips. Wow, damn. I mean, if you make a song, you gotta sing along to your song. It's your song. You know what I mean, guys? That's just like, man, like, guys, like, yeah, you gotta be singing to your song, man. You know, and looking at the, I'm just looking at the screen right now too. Blackpink. I haven't actually listened to Blackpink before, but I've heard the name before. Is that like, I guess you could say the girl version of BTS? I know they're popular. I know that for a fact. I don't know how popular they are though, but I know they're popular. Do you guys listen to
his
Blackpink?
biggest girl group was just a prettier version of a previous girl group. He said, "If you ask me to distinguish my new group from my last group..."
Wait, I'm stupid, bro. It's just another pretty version of 2 and... I'm stupid, bro. I didn't even read this part. I didn't even read that part.
I did not try to make them different. If you ask me what differentiates them from other girl groups, I will say I did not form them with that in mind. I tried to make a girl group like I did with my previous girl group, but this time I wanted the girls to look pretty too. I won't pretend like looks don't matter in the Western music industry, because they do, but good looks and a nice aesthetic is not enough. Korean labels need to start prioritizing at least a little of talent and passion for music. Finally, I think the next BTS attempts keep failing because music labels are obsessed with control and being the main character. I think they want to control all of their groups.
Yes, definitely, man. Like the manager of BTS or whoever brought BTS together, that dude, like, I know every music company has their own rules and stuff that they have to follow, but he really let BTS do their own thing. Like, he let him be, like, I guess, like, more freely than other groups. And that's how they was also able to thrive, because they had no, like, limitations. They had nothing stopping them. So respect to the dude, man.
Steps because the CEOs want to be recognized for finding and paying the best songwriters in the industry instead of encouraging their interpreters to be artists. I think this is why JYP had articles putting his picture on his group's articles, so he can be called the mastermind behind the next BTS. This is also why SM was everywhere saying that he was the one with the idea of creating the Avengers of K-pop and the Metaverse group.
I want to take the time to acknowledge a very special guest we have in the building. We have producer Mr. Suman Lee.
That's not what BTS's label did, and that's not what Namjoon did as the leader of BTS. They let the group shine as a group.
Didn't I just say that, bro? I just said that he lets them do their own thing, bro. Dang, guys, man, hey, I'll be paying attention, bro. Like, man, he really be letting them do their own thing. Why is my camera blurry? There it is.
That said, I don't think it's necessarily bad that the producers behind a group explain the process of creating a group, but the focus should be on the group and their music, not on the CEOs. Number 5 is not accepting that BTS are way too out of their league. This person tweeted, "It all boils down to these labels refusing to accept that BTS..."
And that's another thing too. BTS is out of a lot of people's league. Like, you got stars, you got superstars, you got legendary art, and then you got like God tier. BTS is on like God tier, bro. Ain't nobody bringing them down, bro. Let's be real now. Ain't nobody bringing them down now. Come on now. They is just on another level, man.
BTS is not just a K-pop group anymore. They are talked about in actual pop conversations. They have solidified a legacy. They are literally worldwide A-listers, global artists. Music labels make every move based off the fact that, well, they are a K-pop group, so the world must all love and want more K-pop. And that's just not how it works. That's why they keep failing. So I guess if you as a producer or record label really want to create or be the mastermind behind the next BTS in terms of popularity, you need to look for very unique artists that are not necessarily going to be part of a group like BTS. I may be saying complete nonsense now because I'm not a record producer or anything like that, but the actual record producers and analysts have been studying BTS closely for years and they keep failing. So this is just what a simple music fan like me would do. Number 1, if you want to create the next big artist in America, you need to first focus on the music. Looks are great, but every single K-pop group has good looks. You need to step up your music game. You cannot debut in America with a song about being the best at shopping.
You have to tell me what shopping means.
What is that?
Yes.
And puppy.
We shopping! Shopping, of course. Why did I ask?
Number 2, and this also applies to Western
said, why did I ask?
Don't be mediocre and lazy. The reason why every single attempt of the next big boy band failed in 2016 and 2017, and also the reason why the comeback of all boy bands failed too, was because they...
And going back to the other documentary, the dude said that BTS only took like what was it, 2 breaks in their whole career? Like, That just shows you they worked a lot.
Were
Man.
extremely mediocre when compared to BTS. This is the main reason why it's highly unlikely to find the next BTS, because BTS did not only set the bar extremely high for K-pop, but also for the Western music industry. So stop comparing yourself to BTS, because that is a game that you are going to lose. Number 3, and this is for music labels. Be patient. The Beatles, Michael Jackson, Queen, and BTS did not become the biggest artists in the world with their first release. Don't try to force or fake a big debut when it really isn't a big debut. And more importantly, don't be like Simon Cowell or SM and abandon your group when the media play didn't work. Small debuts are not necessarily
He probably expected to get big numbers quickly. And you know what? It's not even just with music. It could be with, like, with YouTube, Twitch, a lot of people in general. Like, let me tell you guys something. You guys remember the pandemic, right? How it happened like a few years ago. You guys remember the pandemic? When the pandemic first hit, you know, I noticed that a lot more people was making YouTube channels, doing their own content because, you know, they were stuck in the house, right? And since they were stuck in the house, they didn't have really not much, like, better to do. You know what I'm saying? So, but, yeah, it's like, yeah, I noticed that. And then, a lot of people, like, they was posting, guys, but they was consistent for a little bit, and then they just stopped. They just stopped out of nowhere, guys. I don't know why they stopped, but they just did, man. Like, they just did. And a lot of channels, they just died. Like, and there was only a handful. They just kept going. Like, some people that I know, they kept going, and they seen a lot of numbers, man. But YouTube, it was like huge during COVID, man.
The ones trying to create the next BTS are some of the biggest labels. So instead of spending all this money in fake achievements and media play, try to spend this money in keeping your group alive as long as you can, so they can musically and artistically grow. Right. Number 4, be different. If you really want to have a big debut like Olivia Rodrigo or Justin Bieber, look for what the music industry is missing, not what it already has. When Olivia Rodrigo debuted, the industry didn't have a Disney star sing about her love life for years. And when Justin Bieber debuted, he became the first teenage heartthrob born on the internet. Find something different, because BTS's level of artistry takes years to replicate. BTS did not have a huge debut in South Korea, but when they entered the Western music industry, they had already perfected for more than 4 years artistic elements that the Western music industry didn't see before. In other words, to find the next BTS, you need to stop trying to find the next BTS.
You just gotta make your own legacy, man. And shout out to the person whoever, hey, shout out to whoever sub, man. Appreciate the sub.
You may think that right now is the right time to create the next BTS, because BTS are not releasing music as a 7-member group for the next 2 years. But the fact that they are still planning to release a lot of music during this time is not a good sign to continue creating groups that—
And I said it multiple times, guys, when BTS comes, like in 2025, the world is gonna lose it, man. Like, they're gonna lose it, bro. I'm telling you. And, bro, they're going to be doing records. I wouldn't even be surprised if they get a Grammy this time. I'm so serious.
That resemble them. The Backstreet Boys took a 4-year hiatus, and during this time, no other boy band could become as big or bigger than them. And BTS's level of performance and music, as well as worldwide popularity, is even bigger and harder to replicate than the one of the Backstreet Boys. This is how hard it will forever be to replicate BTS. Even if the BTS members release no music at all during this time or any other time in the future, that actually leaves K-pop at disadvantage in the Western music industry, because all the hype around K-pop is born with an interest in BTS. K-pop's achievements in the West are not K-pop's achievements, they are BTS's achievements. So if BTS stops being BTS, K-pop will definitely be bigger than what they were before 2017, but they will go back to being a niche interest, because the ones giving K-pop the title of mainstream are BTS only. Without them, K-pop has no legendary records in the West.
Oh shoot, my bad, guys, my bad. Sorry about that. But yeah, what BTS, that audience around the world, man. Yeah, they're just gonna, man, it's crazy. Like, BTS is just gonna keep constantly going up, not gonna come down anytime soon. I appreciate the other sub, by the way, too, man. Appreciate the other sub.
I know it's hard to believe because of all the media play that exists trying to devalue BTS's popularity and art, but musical acts like BTS are once in a lifetime. We don't know if the next big thing is even going to be a group from South Korea or a boy band from the UK. By the way things are going on right now, there are more chances of having the next big legendary artist come from a Spanish-speaking country, and there are way more chances for these legendary artists to be a soloist, but that would only happen.
I mean, a lot of legendary artists was Spanish too, so Spanish is a bit easier than K-pop, so I'll say that. Yeah, I'll say that.
By promoting the
There's
artist
a lot of
as their
Spanish around
own
the world.
authentic self. And this is something that BTS is doing right now while they release solo albums. So it looks like the next BTS is BTS. Not only because their comeback in 2025 will be extremely hard to match, but also it looks like all the K-pop categories in Western award shows will go for BTS members either way. Even in South Korea, J-Hope, the only BTS member who has released a solo album until now, already has 6 award nominations, including Song of the Year and Artist of the Year, against himself in BTS. So stop trying to find the next BTS because number 1, BTS is still here, and number 2, you're setting your groups up for failure. Music labels, K-pop fans, and the media need to wake up and stop humiliating their groups like this. Let your performers become artists. Let them be small so they can grow, and let them grow organically, because that was BTS's story, and they did not become the next somebody. They became the first BTS.
사실 저는 제2의 방탄소년단, 제2의 뭐뭐가 좀 존재하지 않는다고 생각을 해요.
Wow, man. You know, guys, after looking at that video, I just want to say that, you know, it's just very like, damn, bro. It's just like, man, BTS is just wow. Like, they is insane, man. Like, I really don't see anybody really topping him. I'm just being completely honest, bro. I don't see anybody topping him, man. But it's just, man, like, BTS is just doing their thing. And when they come back in 2025, woo-hoo, that's going to be some hot stuff. So it's going to be good, man. But yeah, if you reached to the end of this video, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction, man. And don't forget, if you guys have any suggestions, drop them in the comment section below. But with that being said, it's your boy Flame. I love you guys so much. Tune into the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.